I don't know how this is going to go, this live stream. Um, Essentially, my life right now is incomprehensible in terms of what it's asking me to take from the reality I've been taught over the last 35 years. I've hit the wall for my life now, and I can't see a way forward. I've tried. The only way forward is I had an idea earlier, but it wasn't responsible in any way. Beyond myself. It was something that would allow life, but my responsibility in terms of an adult with a severe mental health disorder is to be responsible within that. And that decision, I was considering getting a pet, because more than anything in the world, I'd love to have a dog again. But my life doesn't permit that. And where I've hit the wall with the rest of my life, and it's sort of closed me in to a ridiculous level I can't imagine most people ever experience, unless it's emotional trauma in terms of a bereavement, where they literally feel like they can't breathe to life. I don't know how often this happens in terms of everyday life, where you're trying sincerely to overcome your problems, very humbly to try and overcome your problems. And I've gone mad, in essence, because I'm the most practical person I know. And I've put in place things in my life to overcome the unimaginable. And yet beyond that, I've been presented with problems from the unimaginable. And I can't accept it, because I can see how it's there with the sole intention of antagonizing me and my life. I know that doesn't make sense, but look, for instance, today I've been screaming all day long because I can't figure out a way, one, to either just to stop, just look, imagine your life, you've got to compartmentalise a section of it, a large section of it, for your mental health. And you can't do a thing to get beyond that, because you have to give that amount of energy to your mental health each time. And you have a mental health problem, you scream, you have issues, you hear voices, etc., etc. Now the rest of your life, you have to manage it in accordance with your mental health first. Now the other areas of your life, what happens if they start infringing on what you've sectioned off for your mental health? And that's what's happened. I can't move forward, and the terror of where I've been over the past with my mental health, I can't bear the thought of going back over those grounds. So I have to stop here and claim madness here. And essentially those other areas in my life are normality. And where normality should normally have set rules of engagement, those rules are looking like my mental health. In other words, people are acting out of accordance with normality. And the way they're acting out of accordance is aggravating the other areas of my life to such an extent I can't breathe in any way with anything, and I'm petrified of every avenue going forward. So today I contemplated, right, I've hit the wall and I've been closed in, and there's no real way forward. What happens if I just do what I'd want more than anything else in this world and get a dog? But then it might as well be my mental health disorder. I'm not responsible in any way for that animal given my life. I know my life, and my life doesn't permit me to be there for an animal. That's why I haven't done it up until now. But it would allow a way forward, you know. I'd be there for it. It would give me something for 6 months maybe. But all it would take for me is one admission to hospital for 2-3 months, and I can't look after it. I don't have the funds to pay for a pet sitter for 3 months. And then what happens if my mental health gets too much and I can't take it for a walk for 2 weeks? And what would happen is, I know this is the crux of it more than the other two, is however much strength that animal would give me initially, I'd hit a plateau eventually. I'd get back onto grounds with normal life. I'd say, right, I've got everything in check. But the aggravations that get to me, that are my mental health, which are based on reality, to some extent, would come back. And in 6 months' time, I'd be in the same place and I'd have to give the dog away. The thing is, it's just too much of a risk. If I'm going to give an animal away that depends on a certain amount of loyalty for mentality, to find a new home from such a troubled owner, and that is if everything goes smoothly for those 6 months. So I can't do that. But I'm left here and I don't know a way forward. I'm on life support at the moment, bare minimum life support, just trying my best to focus my mind to terror. I'm forgetting about, you know, I can look after myself. That's never a question, and if that's ever called into question, I know that's it for me. That I need to take myself to hospital. That's my reality. But it's just the terror and shock I'm struggling to deal with. And that is, it's like I'm living in shock. It's like I've just experienced some sort of explosion next to me, and my ears are ringing, and I'm dazed. That's what it's like. And this is just me living my everyday, and I don't know how to pull myself together. And as I said, I'm the most practical person I know, and I know my life inside out. And one of the biggest stresses in my life is the cure to my problem, which is the medication. That is like the biggest stressor to my life. I'm fearful of the medication beyond anything. It's such a horrible experience to be forced to take a medication that in all instances, when you analyse it, you can see it makes your mental health worse. You can see it makes your body worse. You can see it makes your life worse. Or at least, it doesn't make it any better. Yes, it might change some of the aggravating symptoms to society, and for society it's great, but for me it's the same, if not worse. No, it's worse. I don't wish to be on it at all. So I've had to come and sit in the car because my neighbour started shouting at me for the first time, and fuck me, I can't blame him at all. I mean, he's a total idiot. He didn't listen to my response at all, which was trying to be sympathetic. But I can't blame him at all. Even if he come and punched me in the face, I can't blame him one bit for the aggravation I've put on my neighbours. That sort of behaviour isn't acceptable, but neither is mine. But mine is born of the ill treatment I've had from society. And I don't know what to do. I'm hitting my head against the wall, so to speak, because I can't fathom life as a result of it. And I'm putting extra stress on my neighbours. So if I get a punch in the face, I can understand my neighbour, but I can't understand life. And I just need to hear myself speak sanity, speak the situation, because I can't. I'm sitting here with my eyes rolling in my head to what I'm experiencing. The fear from the medication is just incomprehensible. Think about it. On a daily basis, we interact with life, with people, with the daily things we do, and we don't question their sanity in any way, do we? But if they're born of the same society that is willing to medicate me with my only problem as shouting to my mental health problem, which is a natural thing, and it helps beyond anything else. But because I disturb my neighbours, and because I don't have the means to work or feed myself or create a shelter and hunt for myself in nature, because we have this society, and I'm not looked after by the same people to find me appropriate accommodation to cater for me, my condition. And they say, well, no, we've got the medication, you take that. And I'm like, no, you haven't got the condition. You haven't spent the last 15 years of your life trying to understand health and really place a first-hand perspective on your body to understand how it works, to then get given the option of this medication, to really understand how it affects you. That's there in the first instance by a corporation to make money. So is it really there to cure? Because if it cures, they're not going to have the money coming in thereafter. And by law, they have to think of their shareholders first, beyond anything else. So it just opens the question, is it really there for a cure? And I'm saying, well, forget that question. In an honest perspective, it makes my mental health worse. It makes my life worse. And it's there as a mandatory remedy for me when I'm in places like this and I can't find the way forward. But I've just been to hospital and my condition has been aggravated for the second time by medication. I mean, it's slightly been aggravated all the way through, but I've been able to deal with it and take positives or lessons from it. But the last two times I've really struggled to find anything but very, very heavy detriment upon my life. So I'm here and my eyes are rolling in my head because I'm in so much fear, and I'm an innocent person. I'm trying to be as humble as possible to life. And that's it, if I'm honest. No matter how much more I say, I don't think I'm going to get any more from this video, because my intention was just to hear my voice speak sanity, just to make sure I'm okay under all of this, because it's fucking, pardon my language, it's not right. So just think about the next few things you do in your life. You know, go to the shop, cook your food that you've bought from a shop. Turn on the TV, use your electrics in a concrete house with bricks and mortar that have electricity that come from a grid. And all of this ingenuity and development and advancement we've come as a human race. And we can pride ourselves in trying to stamp out racism once and for all, and accepting of homosexuality and different faiths and different sexualities and different cultures all in the same place and live harmoniously. That same society is willing to accept a medication with a list of side effects long as you can imagine, and force somebody to take that medication against their will. And it's ridiculous when you see somebody with a mental health disorder. I mean, their lives are hard enough as it is, and it's like, in a way, I can almost understand how that's happened, and how, in a way, for most people, it's almost like, well, there's nothing else that can be done. But here I am as a voice for all of those people that have been on this medication, and I'm saying, fucking hell, the people in power need to get their fucking minds together and look at this situation and scenario. It's archaic. It's almost worse than slave labour. Slave labour, there's logic to it. This is total maliciousness. Oh, there's people here we do not understand. We are going to sedate them until they are at a level they can partake within what we claim as advancement. What's the difference, really, if you look at... I can't... It's sickening that I'm comparing it to this, but in actuality, what is the difference, man? Apartheid. There's a group of people there, we don't like them because X. Fuck the reason, X. It wasn't a reason in the first place. But because of X, and we don't like them or we don't understand them, we're going to separate them. And where we can't sedate them totally beyond the oppression that we put upon them, we'll just be malicious to them. But we found a better way. 21st century, we've created chemicals. We can sedate them. We don't have to be malicious to them. We can sedate them. They'll shut the fuck up. Pardon my language. I'm emotional. They can shut up. And then we can be compassionate to them. Yeah, they won't mind. Their nerves will be a bit fried from the medication, but they wouldn't have been able to live with this society. It's very dark, isn't it? It sounds very sickening. I don't know what to do, man. I put on Facebook and I see smiles. I see people sharing happy things. And all I see is society, the same society that doesn't understand me, doesn't understand my intent to try and do my best, to try and keep it natural, try and compartmentalise all of my illness into a single thing, and that is shouting, which is natural, and that more helpful than anything else I can experience. And I'm seeing happy faces on Facebook, and I don't want to put down Facebook, man. It's there, it is a thing within society, and it's just a compartmentalisation. But it's no different. It's like society up front and centre. You know, it's really that. What have we become? If we look at society as a whole, you get London, you get the places, top places in the world, they do the best. Yeah? And then you get other places on the other side of the world who are still society. And they get scraps, man. They get nothing. They get maybe an internet connection to share between the whole village. So you think about Facebook. They get rubble roads. They get maybe a street light or two. God knows what problems they have with sewage and waste and rats and violence and criminality. But they can all use Facebook, can't they? What I'm saying is we're not, as a collective, taking appreciation of what we have. Because I am here suffering, to say it in the first instance. And because I'm here suffering it, looking up, and looking up isn't helping, I can also look down. And looking down, I'm looking down and I'm seeing the world and I'm thinking, how are we able to sit here in any form of gratitude and appreciation to life and use these things? When yes, okay, if we're proactive in terms of reality, actively making a change, then fine, use it, because it's a form of food to your work. But what percentage of the people that are doing, what percentage of the people on Facebook are proactive in making change in the world? So I'm here and I'm saying, this is hard to hear, man, because it's real. This is as real as you're going to see reality, because the truth is I can't see reality. I can't see all the bloodshed and famine and disease in the world. I couldn't cope. It'd do me something silly. So here I am, shaming myself to give you the opportunity to see a perspective of your life in comparison to the life that you're living that's real. And I am the problem. I am the bottom in terms of society. I'm getting medicated for being innocent. And I'm screaming, I don't want the medication. I'm screaming, look, there's a reason this medication is a problem. I'm screaming that, look, the pharmaceutical companies, I appreciate their imperfection. Just grant me the wish to not take it. If I get out of control and you need to lock me away, then lock me away. Speak to me. I'm still coherent. I'm still able to communicate. You know, give me every chance as a human being not to have chemicals pumped into me that do what they do. Every chance. Right, we've just taken him. He's walking around the streets naked. He's screaming all day long. We're taking him away. Right. We brought him here. He's still going mad. We lock him in a room. We give him food. That's harsh, but there's nothing really wrong with that until he calms down. Okay, he's still screaming after 2 days, 3 days, 4 days. Right, now we're thinking he's out of control. Now we're thinking we take it to the next level. God knows what levels of compassion you could apply thereafter before you start thinking in terms of sedating and knocking somebody out with that medication. But with me, I'm lucky, you know. No matter what level of distress you find me in, yeah, mate, there's the smallest chance. In the first instance, while I'm really riled, I won't be able to communicate. But lock me in a room for a day, I'll soon calm down, easily. To be able to communicate, to say, I do not agree. This is my problem, help me. And it's a simple problem. This is my condition, I shout. Shouting helps. More than anything else, I am petrified of your medication. Give me reassurance that as long as I abide by laws, give me reassurance that as long as I don't harm anybody, well, these are all laws. I should not fear medication. But they can't do that, can they? So next time you feel the most innocent in terms of life, most vulnerable, think about it that could be, how can I put it? Just because you're not understood. Just because of society. Because society is very peculiar. It is very, very peculiar where it's come to. There are good things about it, but the bad, they're unquestionable, and that's why they're not questioned. Because in relation to the good doesn't exist. And we continue because it's a dog-eat-dog world. And if we don't, then then we lose out to somebody else who's willing to carry on. Another country that doesn't quite share our beliefs in terms of humanity. So we all persist in fear. So how much good is there in society? I'm having it hard because of society right now. And all I can do is share my life, share my reality, share my viewpoint. Because I've never been able to see the rest of the world until I've been put in this position. But now I can see the rest of the world. I can totally see injustice for the first time. And we are all, including myself, the cause. Because however hard my life gets, it's incomparable to what a lot of people have to go through in this world. So here I am, as one of you, begging us, please, we have to get our heads together, man. Somehow. The pain as a result of our flipping confusion as to what to do to our sickness, that it's even harder for others that aren't in my position to see, to think about acting upon. But we have to do something, because I'm saying this as the bottom of us is painful, and as a result of being the bottom of us, I can see the bottom of us as a human race. And my voice is killing me right now, but I'm going to continue. I can see the bottom of us as a human race, and I'm saying, my life is bad enough. What some people have to go through, and this life can't be spoken. So here I am, saying it aloud. It's Greek Easter today. Yesterday. I only found out by chance. But in reality, you know, religion's a joke. How can religion exist to the level it is when it's just a case of come and congregate, come and relieve your sins, come and feel better, come and be spiritual, come and connect with God, when none of these are religions are being proactive enough to make change in the world? Because I'm feeling pain in my life, and I can't believe it's because of society. I mean, I've always had a grudge with society, but I've been able to get on. In my life, I just function. I've still fed off society. And now for the first time, society has really put me against the wall from itself. And now I'm seeing how the rest of the world must be. Whether the people can see it or not, I don't know. But I can see that they are put against the wall by society. I don't think there's much that can come from this video in terms of helping you. To the 7-8 people that might view it. Yeah, I'm going to end the video now. I've got a takeaway to eat in the car because I can't go home to cook, because I don't want to disturb my neighbours anymore. and I'm about to get a phone call, I'm sure. So I've heard myself speak sanity, absolute crystal clear sanity. And that's all I could get from this video. Let that sink in, give me a sense of breathing to knowing that I'm real in terms of the rest of my life that is creating an unbearable pain. And I'm just checking in to make sure that I'm okay. And I am, but I'm not. And I check out now.